Okay, so hello guys. This is Chris from DoraHacks. Nice to host you guys tonight for another BNB Chain MVB applicant program. MVB, aka Most Valuable Builder. Um, so, uh, so for participating of this program, it doesn't mean that you have been already selected to the MVB program already officially, but through this demo session is a great way to get more exposure in front of both of the DoraHacks community and also the BNB chain community. So if like you are building really solid projects, it is highly possible that you can stand out among all of the projects. And yeah, and today we are very happy to have 4 projects with us. They are Alexandria, Chemix, DAOrayaki, and SvetIndex. Yeah, so without further ado, let's welcome the first project to start, which is Alexandria. And yeah, and for all the audience, if you have any questions during session, please feel free to ask in our YouTube channel. And feel free to start when you're ready, Alexandria team.
Hey, thanks. I was curious what MVB standard for, actually. I didn't realize how valuable this was. It's really cool to be here. Thank you. Since day one, the DoraHacks community has been super inviting, and I'm just happy that we're able to partner and show off our process. So I want to actually kind of go over everything that we've been working on additionally to what we had already started about 6 or 7 months ago. We've onboarded over 195 members to our DAO. We have a process in which we can onboard community members to start doing bounties. And through this, we have contemplated for many hours every week to come up with our own scheme to onboard people to understand and to build and to participate in Web3. So I want to go over what that process is. Alexandria, I'm going to be showing a notion, a little unconventional from a slide, and then I want to go over everything kind of step by step. So Alexandria is a process where we have people join and then learn, and then we have them deliver. And this can be for any network, any foundation. The members will then join, for example, our Telegram, where we have the 195, but we will ask them to introduce themselves, and all of our operators will then assess whether they are, they're right for a right channel that we have. A channel is essentially like a mini DAO. They have their own interests, they have their own skills, and so we'll introduce them to this network. And this has been really successful so far. And we are showcasing the community's talents to then essentially foster their growth by educating them. Our DAO operators are really already familiar with building smart contracts and doing open source bounties online, including myself. So I'll go out of the way and make a lesson plan. And we found this to be extremely successful for the growth of the communities and the channels that we have helped so far. For example, the Findora Foundation, which is a zero knowledge proof chain that is starting. We created a BBD channel for them, and we immediately started a bounty, got something out, and now the bounty hunter for that program is now working as an ambassador for that team, which is exciting for us because our whole mission is to try to bring opportunities to people who maybe perhaps come from untraditional backgrounds. We plan on offering POAPs similar to what badges and certificates are for these lesson plans, so that these lessons then can have you enter a channel with some exposure to the ring of things. You know, there's some gatekeeping for some channels. Others might not want that, but some, if you want to participate in the conversation, you might need to know a little Solidity or a little Blender or a little something something. The possibilities are endless. But the purpose of Alexandria is to eventually deliver a workforce for the open source. And we, as DAO operators for the bridge builders, which is the DAO that actually uses this method, I would call Alexandria more of a method of decentralizing education, again, to deliver and to join and to build upon these fundamentals. We want to allow people to discover what they want to learn, and really encouraging the community to participate in the channels so that they can go and network, but we'll help them every step of the way. And the end goal is bounties, working opportunities for these BBD channels. And a channel can be Dora Factory, a channel could be Binance, any blockchain, any foundation, you name it. And the governors know what they're going to do based on our charter. This is all public information. We have this all listed, so you can come and check out all the links. I don't have too much time, but I want to go over a lot of these kind of in increments. We use DAO tools such as DWork, Gnosis, and other network utility tools so that we can create a network where we are essentially as organized as possible. And we then teach these channels how to organize themselves, perhaps even incubating more DAOs for these channels. Cool. We have a process, and this is kind of how we laid it out right here. I'm not sure if you can see this clearly, but kind of like a flow diagram. We have people coming into our channels. They've got particular badges that they've gotten from our lesson plans, which are just smart contracts similar to what a proof of attendance NFT will give you. Then we have HackerLink, right? Then we have businesses that we've worked with, like Atlas Cafe, that wants us to do live Solidity workshops or something. You know, they come, they help our communities or our bounty hunters or who are in the channels, and they start a discussion. We call that discussion a green room. If anyone is familiar with theater, you know, like you rehearse in the green room and then you go perform a show. So no different. You know, you set your terms of agreements. You know what kind of bounty you want to set, the expectations, and so on. And this is the last 3 months. This is all the planning and the processing phase. And now for the next 3 months, with your support and with the support of more people coming in with supporting our community, this is what we want to build, the proof of participation agreement. This is a method in which we then deliver bounties using smart contracts and then hold workers accountable to those bounties. And through the bounty, you are then earning a reputation that is tracked and traced on chain so that the work that you do is reputable and it is yours. And this is something, again, that I would like everyone to kind of peer review. This is still under development, but we've gotten pretty close with all the functions and methods that we want to put into this contract. But at the end of the day, it is a non-transferable DAO reputation token. This is essentially the tokenomic of our DAO. And we want to make sure that people are earning a reputation on chain. Bounty hunters go and search for bounties for now it's on DWork, which is a DAO tool that we use to, present bounties and get people to work. They then send a request to the bounty creator, like whomever it might be. These two create the assignment, they agree. And at the end of the day, if the work is done, that the bounty hunter then gets paid out. So this whole process of getting to work and doing work, we want to put it inside of an actual application that utilizes these DAO tools into a single area. We noticed that with DAO tools, there's so many of them. So our whole mission is, again, trying to organize the disorganized. If we can just have these tools in a single arena, that'd be really nice. So yeah, and we want to have our own Zen cross-chain engagement currency. So when the work is actually done, our interpretation of proof of work is literally, if you do a bounty, we should be minting a currency based off of whether or not that, whatever it might have been, a product, a market, a DAO, a new currencies, who knows? It could be anything. But if new things for the Web3 are built, we could be minting something based off of that. And yeah, so this is what the Zen currency is. It's just essentially a proof of work, literally. It's a fact that you've done reputable things in the past and people have paid you for it. And so all sorts of applications can use this currency within the DAO. It's essentially how the DAO pays itself over time. Short but sweet, Alexandria decentralizes the process to foster communities with education in order to incubate DAO operation teams to work in the open source. So all of that is a plan to then give to DAOs, such as the Bridge Builders, which is a DAO that we started a few months ago, and it has blown up in small ways, not huge ways, but in ways that I wasn't imagining at all. But people love education and people really want to know how to do things. And so now it's no surprise that it's working so well. And this is because it's using the Alexandria method. And there'll be other methods out there, but this is just the method that the Bridge Builders DAO is using. And I'm happy that we are using it because you can go to our YouTube channel. You can see all the different, how to establish social networks, how to learn Solidity, but from a fundamental level. We have these links and hours-long lectures that we've done live, and they've been super successful. So we're going to continue to do more of this, and we just want everyone to come and engage with the Bridge Builders, and then they will experience the Alexandria method. So whether it works or not, it's not something I can sell to you. It's not something that I can mint. It's something that you have to participate in, which is why we're stating that it's the proof of participation is what matters. The thing that brings value to these things is people. People first is really the focus. And so we have to think long-term. What is the next generation of things that we're building? A Web3 youth bootcamp. I'm a teacher of Python. I've taught Python for a long time. And so we figured, why not try to invite people into the Web3, but starting from like maybe middle school or high school, because I wish I had opportunities then too. And now we have the tools and we should be using them and we should be showing them. And we've gotten some really positive feedback from a couple of businesses here in the Bay Area. This is some NFT that I made called an NFT tree. If you buy an NFT tree, I'll go and literally plant a tree in real life. And that was my whole NFT idea. But then I realized just how creative people felt like that was. And I said, I think that could be something that people would love. And so let's introduce it to a kid and see how well they can make stuff. And there's a lot of really good stuff that really, it doesn't matter what age you are. You can learn at any time. And this stuff right here, when I showed how to make a 3D model in Magic of Voxel, this open source 3D software, I mean, it's like their brains explode. It's so exciting. And they're like, wow. And it's easy too, which is the best thing about it. And last but not least, we want to use all of this and do all of this on EVM compatible chains, just so that we're not learning a bunch of different things and layer 2 solutions. So Binance is a perfect example. We started with Harmony. There's other ideas like, obviously Polygon and so on. But we want to bring this DAO operation model, the process Alexandria, to other DAOs. And so this is our plan for the next 3 months. It's called Organizing the Disorganized. It's the onboarding, education, and delivery process. Our DAO operators are, at the moment, they're building DAO bots to facilitate the DAO. The app that I was showing you, the DAO app, where all those decentralized tools are in one single area. Getting more foundations like DoraHacks to actually come and participate and give us bounties so that we can give them to all the channels that are participating with Bridge Builders. And then at the end of the day, creating a training matrix so that, if I was a manager of a DAO or something like that, and I wanted to teach somebody else how to make a DAO and make it efficient, I would like to teach somebody the Alexandria method. This is how you teach. This is how you onboard. This is how you do this thing. And so this whole idea of a DAO as a service is something that we can deliver. And we have a lot of passionate individuals who are working with the BBD. We've incubated other DAOs that have come from the BBD and now are working full time within actual blockchain foundations. And I'm excited where this is all going. These are some of our metrics that I kind of made and wrote last minute. Thank you so much for letting me speak. I'm sure everyone else is got some crazy application that's going to be super rad. I'm sorry I couldn't show you anything physical, but you know, it's a process, and you know, after the process is finished and it's actually working, I promise one day at DoraHacks I'll finally have something to show you, you know, with some real use. But I hope this makes sense. Thank you so much, and thank you for supporting us. I appreciate you guys' time. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, got it. Thank you very much. Actually, just like what he mentioned, we met the Alexandria team thanks the Harmony grants from last year. I've watched the project demo session for that grants as well for Alexandria. And it is pretty exciting to see how much milestones and achievements you guys have been done so far. No matter the proof of the participation and also the incentive token that might be created in the future, all of this progress. We not only you guys, but we are also very happy and exciting to see that it is happening right now, and it's gonna happening in the future very successfully. So actually I don't have too much to say, only really looking forward to see how it goes in the future.
Yeah.
And probably we're gonna connect with you guys for more collaborations on bounty sites. And actually we have some plans on bounty sites. It's like some new initiatives, but totally, yeah, we're gonna reach out soon. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you very much for the presentation. We're gonna move to the next project, which is the Chemix. And Sam and Doris, it's your time.
I have to unmute this first. Thank you, Chris, for the introduction. We would like to first give our thanks to BNB Chain and DoraHacks for giving us this opportunity to present our projects. In short, Chemix Ecosystem is we are trying to build an reliable on-chain asset transaction platform for both the issuer and the investors. So we have been running this since second half of last year, and I would like to share with you some of our results. Let me see how to turn the page. Okay. First, what are we doing? What are we focusing on? So we are focusing on the market of pre-secondary. This is how we call it. So we have seen a wave of huge and tremendous investment into the crypto space. You can look at the graph here. Since the year 2021, we have seen a huge surge in primary market investments into the space, and people who are holding tokens in the primary market space are our potential clients. So the numbers here is that the private investment into this space for 2021, the whole year, is $34 billion. So what we do is that we are trying to build a on-chain crypto asset transaction ecosystem. On one hand, the whole pre-secondary market is sort of invisible. So people who are holding coins that they got through primary market sales, or maybe project owner themselves, they want some liquidity. When they want to sell, they are facing problems because they usually depends on intermediaries that are usually not very reliable, and there may be huge discounts, and the whole process may involve some fraud also. So we are trying to build a reliable system that can facilitate this transaction. So on one hand, we can see that the demand of institutions, they hold the assets, but it is very illiquid. So there's no price discovery there's no price discovery system for them to exercise this asset. And some of them, they might have restrictions from their project owner that do not allow them to sell. There is a memorandum or there is a lockup period. These investors, they would like to lock in their returns early, but they couldn't because of this locking terms. And also, there's no trusted platform for them to sell off these tokens that they are holding. And on the other hand, some of the investors, without this platform, they usually cannot participate in very good primary market projects. And because usually those are the space that are dominated by large funds, famous investors. Normal investors do not have such access to these projects. And some of the investors that we know, they also have some hedging demands that they would like to do, but because of the lack of platform in selling of these illiquid tokens, so there's no way to have this perfect match in their hedgings. Of course, they're also looking for a trusted platform, and they will also want to deal with reliable counterparties. So what we do here in Chemix is that we provide a few modules in our services. The first is that we built our compliance system based in the real Swiss compliance system that allowed this transaction to take place legally. Secondly, is that we do extensive credit checks on both the investor and also the issuers. So we will make sure that the asset or the tokens that the issuer claim that they have are actually there and are actually under their ownership. And for the investors, they will have to lock in their amount if they want to participate in the transaction. That is our way to make sure that both sides are reliable. And we also provide the trade module, which we use a virtual token method to help them to securitize their asset, the issuer's asset, and put them on chain. And there are also smart contracts on the investor side to ensure that once the price are locked or once the quantity are locked, there is a compliant and reliable way for them to get what they have bought for. And also, we mostly use Dutch auctions. We use auction ways to price this to do price discovery on these illiquid assets to make sure that the whole transaction is efficient and the discount is lesser than when they go out to deal with other intermediaries. And of course, we also have a inbuilt DEX to provide liquidity to these virtual tokens. And on top of the basic modules, we also provide additional service for structured products. We help our investors to do their hedging, the one that I've just mentioned, to them to match their hedging needs. And they're also lending that we are trying to do in the future. And I think the most important service that one of the most popular service that is that we can help the token holder, the investor, to auction their tokens under anonymity. This is something that they would also is their key demand. They would like to lock in liquidity early without getting frustrated with the project team. This is what a lot of them are asking. So next page. So this is our solution. We use the Chemix virtual token method to whenever the issuer want to participate in an auction, they will have to mint this CVT to securitize their asset. And On the other hand, the qualified user will have to lock in their asset when they want to purchase, and there will be an auction going on to price discover the true value of this asset. So let me show you some of the slides. So these are the auctions that we have actually running for the past 6 months. Once the user log onto our platform, they can see any potential or any upcoming auction that is going on. So these are the real auction that are currently running. So once you click into any of this page, you will see the more information about the auction itself. So what is the underlying asset? What are we even do multiple timeline payoff auctions. So because of the CVT nature, we can do that. We can securitize future returns into the auction. And once the user, if they want to participate in the auction, this is what they will see on their screen. And finally, once the auction is over, they can claim back the asset. So for the issuer, there are two ways that they can get the tokens that are paid by the investors. There are two ways. The first way is that they settled the underlying asset, which is simple. For example, if you are auctioning your FTT, then if the auction is done, price is agreed, and if you want to get the price, get the payment from the investor, you have to settle your FTT. And once this is done, you can go to the claim center and get what you have auctioned for. And the second way is that the price is fixed and amount is fixed, and maybe the issuer do not want to settle in terms of the underlying asset, so they will have to pay back the equivalent collateral tokens in the same amount to the agreed price to settle the whole thing. So currently there are two ways that we can settle this. So it is more of a price discovery mechanism also. On top of that, we also have additional service for investors to do hedging. This is a very simple graph that shows how this is done. So on one hand, they will have one leg of their transaction on our platform. On the other hand, they will have they will have another leg of the transaction on popular exchange. This way that they can arbitrage away and they can lock in the returns early. These are very advanced techniques that we are also helping users that are not familiar with it to get them to use it. So basically teaching something that advanced users are doing to users that do not know the know-how, and we'll give it to them. These are the key metrics that we for the past 6 months. So since August, we have completed 33 auctions, and we have the whole transaction amount is 9.4 million USD, and users are growing. We have average participants in our per auctions from 10 now is going to 20, 30, and numbers are growing up quickly. And these are some of the logos of completed transactions. These are the popular ones, the popular underlying assets that they are doing it on our platform. Of course, we hope to expand it more, and some of these are our key partners. Our team, basically, David and Doris are serial entrepreneurs. They have been in this space for a long time. They have done several projects from stablecoin to exchanges, and David and use the technology and the know-how and the experience from previous projects to build on this new Chemix. I myself are from traditional finance background, so I would say that the team is a synergy between the crypto space and the finance space. And these are our income projection. So we charge insurance fee from the issuer side. We also charge the auctions fee from the buyer, from the investor side. And we see ourselves as a on-chain reliable platform ecosystem that facilitates such trade. And also, people participate in our tokens. They will also get dividends through whatever income that we have just mentioned in the previous slides previously. And these are the token economics. And this is the development. So we are also learning along the way. So we initially, we just want to build an auction platform for this pre-secondary market. But through interaction with a lot of the issuers, especially issuers, we have realized that there's a huge demand because of the surge in primary market investment, and a lot of this investors, a lot of these institutions, they have a huge. I mean, they want to lock in their returns early. They crave liquidity in their investments, and some of this liquidity is not provided, partly because there is no trusted platform for them to do that, and secondly, there is also restrictions through the investment terms that they could not sell off these tokens early, for example. And we have tweaked our system a little bit along the way to meet that demand. We not only are we trying to build a reliable platform for issuers, both the issuers and the investors, to do these transactions, we are also adding on additional services to meet the demand through talking to them. One of the ways I just mentioned is to help them to structure the transaction in a way to protect their identity. They can do it under anonymity. And for the investor side, some of them, they will also maybe learn about the hedging to help them to lock in the returns earlier. So these are some of the additional services we provided along the way to increase our value. Yep, I guess that's all for our presentation.
Cool. Yeah, got it. Thank you very much, Sam, for the presentation. Definitely looks really interesting to me. So one question from me is that about the DEX sides. So basically there are two sides, which is issuer and investors. And
Yes.
And for the DEX, is this part of the DEX can only be used by the issuers and investors, or it is actually open to all the users who has passed the KYC of the Chemix, and so they could directly yeah.
I think yeah, Doris, maybe you can answer that question.
Okay, the DEX is to provide services for the Chemix pad, all the CBT holders. You know, the CBT is a kind of a true token which represent the right to claim the real token in the future. During the time of holding the CBT to claim the real tokens, the person who holding the token may have the thought to sell out the CBT. So we just to provide a loop for the one who can participate in auction to buy CBT and to sell the CBT during the lockup time to pump up the liquidity.
Let me give you an example. For example, there is a series of payments, and after the auctions, this CVT represents 10 series of payments. So maybe after 3 payments, the holder of this CVT of the remaining 7 payments, they would like to sell their CVTs, for example. They will want another auction. They will want to lock in another price, so they can do it through the DEX to sell it to someone who will hold the CVT, and they will get the entitled 7 remaining payments.
Got it. Yeah.
So the auction itself is for the CVT, but the DEX itself is for after the auction is done. Then we also provide post-auction liquidity in that sense. Yeah.
Got it.
Since for some token, they may have 2 years vesting time, and the holder of the CVT might have the chance to sell the CVT to get that get liquidity.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah, thank you for answering my questions. And yeah, actually, I have no more questions, and I believe this is actually a relatively niche, but definitely a lot of room to grow. And I believe you guys are definitely trying to build a very, a product that not too much, not too many people has realized its potential, but it definitely could release a bunch of demands from both the issuers and investors. So yeah, definitely very interesting, and looking forward to see how it goes in the future. Yeah. Thank you very much for the presentation, Sam and Doris. And we're gonna move to the next project, which is the DAOrayaki.
Okay, let me share. Hello everyone, I'm Dr. DAOrayaki co-founder. I'm very glad to introduce and share my project DAOrayaki with you. DAOrayaki is a decentralized media and research organization that is autonomous by readers, researchers, and founders. DoraHacks' mission is to build a full-function decentralized media and research organization that represents the view of the community and is governed by the community. Why we want to build a D-media? There are two main reasons for this. We know now the media has changed from representing the public interest to being controlled by a few of shareholders or interest groups. Another reason is failure of the democratic function of the media. It is difficult to ensuring the fair and truthful of content. Why happened this? We think there are two reasons can explain this. Firstly, centralized media are controlled by corporate boards, which are controlled by a few of shareholders. And these shareholders often don't really represent the interest of the readers. Secondly, the separation of the shareholders and the readers is the mainly future of today's controlled today's centralized media. The media is a growth for the free expression of view and the communication of the most truthful information. If it is controlled by a few of people, it will eventually become a place for a results contest, such as extreme reports, political scandals. Therefore, it is very important to build a public decentralized media that puts democracy over profit. But how to build a D-media? There is no clear and successful case to learn from. We know that a media starts and operating through a DAO can achieve two features that centralized media can achieve at the same time, namely the adequacy and credibility of system funds. When a media is no longer trapped in financial problems, it will independence and objective. Therefore, we define a D-media and believe that a fully functional D-media should include three aspects. As the picture show, co-function, H-function, and extend function. The co-function is the necessary means to build a D-media and the only way to empower the community. It is very important and necessary. The H function stress on efficiency, which is the advantage of centralized media, but doesn't change the nature of the media. For the media, it can continue to be used. And the extend function can freely choose between decentralization and efficiency. There are often references to as content governance or decentralized editorial boards. Actually now DAOrayaki has been gradually developing. It is practices around the above three aspects. The features of the media decide it is governance mechanism. Therefore, when we build the media, we use value voting based on the FATAC mechanism and no monetary governance tokens. DAOrayaki doesn't adopt a purely FATAC mechanism because it is a zero-sum game and not friendly for community user. So we based on DAOrayaki adopt the DAO based FATAC market is a positive sum game. So we implement a production market as a zero supply market plus additional initial quarter. Then based on the FATAC mechanism and the media features, so DAOrayaki launched the governance token. This governance token has the following features received through contribution representing governance power and no tradable and no transferable. Yaki ID with FATAC mechanism is not only grants the voting value, but also relies a high quality participating community. This is DAOrayaki governance skill. Every layer represent your reputation, contribution, and governance power. As before we talked, the DAOrayaki mission is build a full function D-media. So now about this, we follow or define now about this co-functional decentralized funding. DAOrayaki decentralized funds research from all over the world to conduct research, translation, and innovative analytics. From the last year, February until October, we spent 9 months proving this model is valuable. This is decentralized editorial board. Decentralized editorial board is another innovative attempt to achieve DAOrayaki's mission. Except decentralized curation, now we try to decentralize the topic planning and revolve research protection markets is grant model based on the FATAC mechanism. If you have a good idea, you can study the production market proposal, and the community will fund it through the market. The market is open every 2 weeks. This is how to trade production. How to trade production market is betting model based on the Fadaki mechanism, bet on the value and the popularity of the article. This market every week opened. A bounty model actually accept protection market. DAOrayaki holds the bounty program as a way of encouragement to the community members. Since the foundation of DAOrayaki community achieved this goals, co-functions decentralized funding in the process. Formed a distributed network of contributors covered more than 1,000 topics in DAO fields and published almost 214 original articles. We also launched our tools such as a website and how to trade market and the research market. This is a media platform and how to say governance form and always community. This is our roadmap. We hope to eventually achieve a fully functional media platform that represents the view of the community. If you are interested about the DAO media, welcome to join us. That's all. Thanks.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you very much for the presentation. Actually, I'm a loyal reader of the DAOrayaki. I read the DoraHacks WeChat article every day. It is really insightful decentralized media, and I've actually learned a lot about the DAO area in both in DAO tooling, DAO treasury management, and how to get into a DAO, how to find a job in DAO. Many of the article, which I believe is really super useful for no matter you are a new entrant of the industries or you are already working in the industry but you want to explore about the DAO area. Yeah. And I have seen questions from audience, which is how do I become a DAO maker, and what benefits I could get from it?
Oh, actually, you can how to say join DAOrayaki and follow DAOrayaki governance skills, and we have a lot of how to say a lot of work or just the bounties and a lot of things you can contribution. Look like a research product market if you are if you want to how to say research some more articles, and you also and accept this you want how to say biting some more how to trade articles. You do the things and a lot of things you can receive the Yaki ID and the contribution for DAOrayaki.
Yeah, got it. Thank you very much for the presentation. And yeah, we're gonna move to the last project, which is the SvetIndex. And Stan, you can start.
Yeah, thank you for inviting us for your presentation event. Can you see my slides, right, on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so SvetIndex, it's a decentralized finance exchange trading fund solution for high net worth individuals. And basically, we allow customers to pool multiple digital assets and accordingly execute different investment strategy based on that. It helps primarily to people who are not pretty much familiar with our new cryptocurrency / blockchain / DeFi environment, older generation, if you can put it like that, by lowering this entry barrier. All they need is just press a button and install our application. Well, they don't actually need to install it, just like connect to the wallet. that's how it looks. It's actually working on Polygon right now. Unfortunately, on Polygon, we don't have too much of the indexes going on because many of traded their tokens, they don't have enough liquidity. So basically, you can imagine if you pull, say, even like at several, like 10 coins or even if 4 coins, one of them have a much smaller pool than others, then we have disbalances. Obviously, if somebody trade like 100,000, even 100,000, they can completely exhaust the pool of one token. That's a problem we're facing. That's why we are looking for entering all the growing layer one solutions. Of course, first we launched, by the way, on Ethereum, but Ethereum high gas fees basically doesn't allow to make that cost efficient, because obviously as soon as we execute each function, each coin, it's basically a function, right? And it consume gas, and let's say we have 100 coins, and that's gas can be astronomical just for one index. So that's actually our goal to join Binance Chain. As I said, it works pretty much straightforward. The user cherry pick digital assets, so it's just like checking boxes. It's actually under construction. So now we ask customers what coins they want, and then we build for individual contracts for them. Then we deploy, and then basically a customer trade it when and how he wants. Who need it? As I mentioned, it's mostly boomers and Gen X. People living here in the Silicon Valley around us. They do have like significant amount of wealth, but of course, all of that in a fiat. So we help them to transfer from kind of not good money to the good money side. Also, second, our category is so-called crypto dolphins. Basically, that's people who trade more than 100K, 200K regularly. Most of them have this issue of having at least, I don't know, 200, 300 coins in the portfolio, and just by closing 30% of portfolio, it takes them like a week. Well, depends on how skillful you are. Plus, of course, you need to find the window where the gas fees is low, or all of that. So that's our key target auditory. People with a very large holdings, and they want to have this one button in and out solution. And also, of course, and also another kind of newbie, except that boomer and Gen X, younger people. But younger people usually kind of do it by themselves. They like to make mistakes and so on. So it's a lower end of our category scale. What are the market size? It's actually now it's about 100 billion, but this year we projected half a trillion. I think we did the mistake because no one knew that we got into these bear market conditions. But anyway, I think now we are about on 150 or 200 billion dollars. And I mean, first and foremost, it's dolphins plus high net worth. It's not corporations, so we are not targeting none of these big companies because they do have their own trading departments, or they use another services primarily on exchanges, which allow them to get, or OTC, obviously. Why customers use us? From their point of view, we are low risk proposition because obviously we diversify in so many, we allow them to diversify in so many coins. However, of course, most of the coins now very much don't have any alphas. Mostly they are only betas, like, you know, we are all following Bitcoin more or less. So it's not like a big factor. However, late in the past maybe 6 months, we start to see many layer, not even on the layer one, coins on a layer one, like following different trajectories in their volatility, basically allowing to diversification. But unfortunately, we still don't have like a cool embrace through all the platforms. That's what we are working on. Then, of course, exchange trading fund strategies and to trade in multiple digital assets, as I mentioned. Our next steps, what we are looking to use our fund for, it's make this do it yourself indexes fully accessible, making it easy to use even for absolutely not technically savvy people. And the second, implement follow the leader strategy. It's basically look at the best portfolio and do what you do, and structure or restructure your portfolio accordingly. And then multi-platforming, going to BCS, going to AVAX or other chains. And by the end of my presentation, I just want to mention that SvetIndex is a part of the Svet platform ecosystem, which also includes Svet rating, Svet non-fungible ratings, and the Svet value. We launched it in 2018, in September 2018, as a Svet rating. It was started with Svet rating, and the Svet stands for System Vision, Execution, and Tokenomics. It's 4 quadrants where we measure assets, like issuing ratings at all of this in all of these 4 quadrants. And Svet rating is basically it's content for public group and the benchmark to see, or of course also as soon as projects, new projects, fledgling projects, they got this rating, which allowed them to present to be like noticed by the high net worth, subscribed to our network, and we have about 20,000 of people now. I'm not 100% sure that all of them investors, but at least that's how far we are read. Though that's basically NFR, non-fungible ratings, and that's like a pretty pictures instead of ABC. You can use it as collectibles or whatever, and that presents your CEO, or it can be your face here, whatever. So instead of all of this silly A minus, A, B, 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 and we use pictures. So that value is basically our high net worth community, which we have meetings, which we have Zooms and everything, and which we pool fund in order to invest in different projects. And also we use we call it valid analytics, means that you can go to our platform and you can have analytic, like a person for yourself, like hiring. It's not like more like hiring, you would pay him and he become your personal analytic human, which is now kind of a rarity because most people use, all of this Masari, but it takes so much time, especially you don't have specific expertise and time. Most of the wealthy people, they don't have time to sit and look at all of this on-chain, off-chain indicators. So you just go and hire somebody just to look at your portfolio and to make like better suggestions where to move from restructure or not. Our team, we got 6 people. We got Stanislav, who is more than 30 years of experience in coding. We got Sergey, he's almost 20 years of coding. Then we have Victor. And actually, it's funny. Stanislav is from Russia. Sergey is Ukrainian. Victor is from Belarus, and I'm from Ukraine. So we got in the midst of this war. Sergey is actually now at the war. He's living in Vinnytsia, and Vinnytsia is under Russian rocketry. So periodically he goes to the bomb shelter. It's very well. I'm laughing, but it's not much to laugh about. But anyway. Then we have Enrique. He's a founder and he's basically owner of solar company. Myself and Enrique, we started Svet rating about 2019, as I said. And then we got Victor, right? Victor is our NFR artist. He's living in Spain. although he's Belarusian as well. So that's our goal. We have 250 to lock on the Uniswap, and then we have to add it to Polygon. And that's it. Thank you very much. Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was out of the.
Don't worry,
Yep.
don't worry.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Done.
Thank you very much for the presentation. One question is from me, because there are already few big projects that doing the similar works like you guys are doing right now, like the index co-op. So how do you think that you could differentiate it from those big projects that doing the similar things like you guys are doing right now? So yeah.
There's projects. I mean, like there are some. I assume you're asking about. By the way, are you asking about index or are you asking about rating? Because we have this.
Yeah, any of them. You can say any of them.
Yeah, on the index side, correct. We do have competition and it is growing, but because we have this synergy with ratings, it allows people to build Sorry, you want to say something?
No, go ahead.
So the most of the platforms, I think we got like about a dozen people building similar products. They just all of them actually they let you do it by yourself. So it's just platform where you can build the index for yourself, and then you are let alone. We have SvetIndex part of the environment where you are advised, and plus your strategy is checked and connected to the fundamentals of the project through indexes, export, import, etc. That's our major differentiator. And additionally, we do have personal analytics who help you with that. So we are user friendly, much more. Again, as I said, our service is for all the people. That's our difference, because most of the projects and they are more or less like too technical for. As for rating side, we focusing on the small projects. We are not rating. Yes, we did at the first stage. We did rank. I did rank it from. I was actually one of the first. Actually, the first who rated Hedera, first who rated Harmony, and you can check it out in the internet. But then as the environment becoming more and more like saturated, we are now working with smaller projects.
Cool.
I mean, anyone can receive the rating, and it's almost free, so it's very low cost.
Yeah,
and all other rating agencies, for example, I don't know, they probably charge you thousands of dollars. I suppose you can ask Vase or whatever.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Cool. Yeah, thank you very much for the presentation and your time. Very happy to see you have such a background team, but you guys could work really well together. And definitely looking forward to see how you guys are gonna build this whole project in the future.
Thank you
very much.
Yeah,
cool.
Bye.
Yeah, and I guess that's it for today. Appreciate all 4 teams contributed their time and the efforts in this project demonstration. I believe this is super helpful for all the audience to understand what you guys are trying to do right now, and what you guys are trying to do in the future. So for all the audience, if you have any questions about any of the team, or you simply just want to engage and talk with any of them, I would suggest to go to their community, engage with the team directly, so that you could get a more direct more straightforward reflections from the project side. Yeah, and that's it for today. Appreciate your time and presentation again. Hopefully you guys could all doing great in the future and building the next kickstart product and project in their industries. And hope yeah, and see you guys soon. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks.